So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another stream. This is Elon Musk dancing, and this is Elon Musk dancing. Okay? This is how I currently feel. Let me know in the comments where you are watching from, and we will then discuss. I will shout out you, obviously, out in the comment, and then we will discuss what is happening on the markets. Okay, make sure to smash that like button. This is highly appreciated, and also follow me on Instagram, Wolf of Dubai Danny, if you want to know what I share during the day. Yes, and we are having kind of fight now to see either Virgin Galactic above $14 or below. I think we went even below. Did we went below 14 today? No. So we are now on the 52 weeks low. Okay, this means in the whole last year we haven't seen a lower number like today. Now is the cheapest time to buy this space company. Okay, obviously it can fall even further, and we will talk about that, but it could bounce off here as well. Okay, so I said it many days ago. I think it was like a week ago for my last Virgin Galactic Fridays that I believe it could fall to 14, and here is my prediction came true. Let's have a look into the chart. Okay, I think that we have definitely here what you can see, the chart, the moving average and everything is very bearish. Okay, this is actually very bearish. Okay, the death cross, this is called the death cross, is the 50 moving average crosses the 50 at the 100 and 200 moving average, and as you can see the direction was down, and then we try to bounce off this resistance here at 18 or 19 almost, went a little bit higher to 20, and then back to 14. Okay, now we broke through the resistance here, and now the next resistance, the really big one, is at 10 or 11. Okay, so we could definitely fall further to 11, but as usual it's really not predictable, because the market is currently very unpredictable in my personal opinion. Here you can see we could also have a support here at 13. Okay, so at 13 could be the next support, and then the next one is definitely at 11. So this would be insane, guys. I mean, think about it. Just, you might have bought the stock at 20, you might bought the stock at 25 and at 30, and you thought like, this is a great company, right? I want to be part of this space story. So you must love that the stock is now at $14, right? A cheap discount on the most amazing space company out there, in my personal opinion, that is currently on the stock market. Okay, so definitely downtrend, and as soon as this downtrend will not be, let's say, broken through, let me put the line here also in red, so you know what I mean. Here you see this is the downtrend for the stock currently, so it could now go even to 12, 13, and then there would be a decision to make. Then we could either break through, and then the great thing about the lowering stock is that we could have two things. One, that the stock breaks through the 50 moving average, which would be a bullish sign. Okay, this means that the stock should go above, I would say if we really go further down, the 50 moving average goes also down, so we might break through 18, and then when the stock goes even further up, we can break through the other moving average, and then we could have a golden cross. A golden cross is actually when the 50 moving average goes through the 200 and 100 moving average, and this would be very bullish. But until then, 13 is the next stop, guys, and after that 11. So everything could be possible, guys. But it's nice to purchase every now and then. See, let's say you do it like me. Okay, I try to buy every month, depending obviously on the income and financial situation and so on. But let's say, come on, look, if you have bought here, you would have bought at 27, 25, 19, and now you have bought at 16. Now maybe you can buy at 14 or even lower at 11. Yeah, this is the beauty about lowering your cost, and then your costs get lower and lower. You get much more shares, and then at some point the stock goes higher and you can make a huge profit. Okay, even when the stock just go to 30 or 40. Okay, even today, one of my best friends, he was investing into Virgin Galactic at 45, and he said, like, if this stock ever, I don't like the stock because it burns so much money of me, but if this stock goes to 14 or 15, I will purchase more. And what happened? The stock went to 14 and he put more money into it, and now his moving average went from his average stock price goes from 45 to maybe to, I don't know how much money he puts. Maybe he put the double amount, and the stock will adjust somewhere at the 30s, right? But this is the beauty about it. This is the beauty about investing and a falling stock price. Some people get confused. Some people, it's really panicking because they didn't know why they bought the stock at the first place. But it is what it is, right? For that, I have a nice small video that I want to show you. Other than that, let's have a look quickly in the overall market. Everything is down, okay? Love is down 3%. Tesla is down 7% almost. Same like Virgin Galactic, right? GameStop down 11. Bitcoin 5. You see here there's a lot of negativity into the market. There was a bad job report, but in the end of the day, it was really I think the Friday, the overall situation on the stock market, that people just want out of this crazy bad week, right? And if you're looking into the current situation, there's also the 10-year treasury that is now also, I think, negative today. So this need to also relax a little bit for stocks to go higher, okay? You remember when this goes really high at like 1.7, this always means that the economy is doing better. But this is bad for the tech stocks. And now everything is going down, even the treasury yield, because there's question marks about, okay, when will be the rates hiked, what happens with the C version, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of uncertainty, and this uncertainty is obviously bad for the market. Okay, let me show you the video that I actually looking for. Meanwhile, I want to shout out to people from Netherlands, Australia, Long Island, New York. We have Berlin in the house. We have Austria. We have Newark, Ohio. And we have Berlin, Tech Freaks. So let me just fix the microphone real quick. And then have a look into the video that I wanted to show you guys, okay? And for sure, some people know it already because I have shown it a couple of times, but I think this is quite interesting. This is quite 4 minutes.
Excuse me. Is a lot of times people buy on the basis the stock has gone down this much. How much further can it go down? I remember when Polaroid went from 130 to 100, people said, here's this great company, great record. If it ever gets below 100, just buy every share, and it did get below 100. A lot of people bought on that basis saying, look, it's gone from 135 to 100. It's now 95, what a buy. Within a year, it was 18. And this is a company with no debt. I mean, this is a company, it was just so overpriced, it went down. I did the same thing in my, I think my first or second year at Fidelity. Kaiser Industries had gone from $26 a share to 16. I said, how much lower can it go? It's 16. So I think we bought one of the biggest blocks ever on the American Stock Exchange of Kaiser Industries at 14. I said, you know, it's gone from 26 to 16. How much lower can it go? Well, at 10, I called my mother and said, Mom, you got to look at this Kaiser Industries. I mean, how much lower can it go? It's gone from 26 to 10. Well, it went to 6, it went to 5, it went to 4, it went to 3. And now fortunately, this happened rapidly, or I would probably be still caddying or working at the Stop and Shop, but it happened fast. So I was able to, it was compressed. And at 3, I figured out, you know, there's something very wrong here because Kaiser Industries owns 40% of Kaiser Steel, they own 40% of Kaiser Aluminum, they own 32% of Kaiser Cement, they own Kaiser Broadcasting, they own Kaiser Sand and Gravel, Kaiser Engineers, they own Jeep, they own business after business, and they had no debt. Now, I learned this very early. This might be a breakthrough for some people. It's very hard to go bankrupt if you don't have any debt. It's tricky. Some people can approach that. It's a real achievement. But they had no debt, and the whole company at 3 was selling at about $75 million. At that point, it was equal to buying one Boeing 747. I said, there's something wrong with this company selling for $75 million. I was a little premature at 16, but I said, everything's fine, and eventually this will work out. And what they did is they gave away all their shares to their shareholders. They passed out shares in Kaiser Cement, they passed out shares in Kaiser Aluminum, they passed out their public shares in Kaiser Steel, they sold all the other businesses, and you get about $50 a share. But if you didn't understand the company, if you're just buying on the fact the stock had gone from 26 to 16, and then it went to 10, what would you do when it went to 9? What would you do when it went to 8? What would you do when it went to 7? This is the problem that people have, is they sell stocks because they didn't know why they bought it, then it went down, and they don't know what to do now. Do you flip a coin? Do you walk around the block? You know, what do you do? Psychiatrists haven't worked so far. I've never seen them running in. The Psychological Psychiatry Fund I've never seen listed for with the SEC to make it through as a mutual fund. So they haven't seemed to help. I've tried prayer. That hasn't worked. So if you don't understand the company, you have this problem when they go down. Eventually, they always come back. This one doesn't work either. People think RCA just about got back to its 1929 high when General Electric took it over. A lot of double knits never came back. Remember those beauties? Floppy disks, Western Union. The list goes on and on. People saying it'll come back. Well, it doesn't have to come back. Here's another one you hear all the time. It's $3. How much can I lose? I've had people call me up saying, I'm thinking of buying this stock at 3. How much can I lose? Well, again, you may need a piece of paper for this, but if you put if you put $20,000 in a stock at 50, or your neighbor put $20,000 at 50 into the stock, and you put $20,000 in at 3, and it goes to 0, you lose exactly the same amount of money, everything. And people say it's 3. How much can I lose? Well, if you put $1 million on it, you can lose $1 million. Just the fact that stock, this may be a reason to research a stock. The fact that stock is 3 down from 100 doesn't mean you should buy it. And in fact, short sellers, people that really make money in stocks, they don't short Walmart, they don't short Home Depot, they don't short the great companies, Johnson & Johnson. They short stocks down from 80 to 7. They'd like to short it at 16 or 22, but they figured out at 7 that this company is going to go to 0. They just haven't blown taps on this thing yet. It's going to 0. And they're selling it short at 7, they're selling it short at 6, at 5, at 4, at 3, at 2, at 1 1/4. And you know to sell something short, you need a buyer. Somebody has to buy the damn thing. And you wonder, who's buying this thing? It's these people saying it's 3. How much lower can it go? You know,
So there's a couple of things actually that we can take from this video, and for that I would like to go into the financials of Virgin Galactic, because he said something very important. He said that, okay, there's companies that doing very well, but the stock price is going down and the stock has no liabilities, okay, no long-term liabilities, no you know, kind of important long-term debt. Okay, this is one of the great things with Virgin Galactic, that they don't have those things. Okay, if you are looking into the financials, you will see that I don't know if we can find it here, balance sheet. So basically, if you can see here, total debt, they have just 27 million. That's nothing, okay? That's literally nothing. Unfortunately, they don't show it here if it's long-term debt or short-term debt, but usually the companies divided that. But you can see here a company that basically has no debt. There was companies like Tesla, and that's why Tesla, for example, was heavily shorted, because people thought, okay, if they don't work out their product, they still have like $20 billion in debt, and they would just go under, okay, because they cannot repay the debt, and then they go to Chapter 11. This is not the case with Virgin Galactic. They have lots and lots of money into the bank, and that's pretty much what is the beauty about that. So if you just know those little things, then you know that Virgin Galactic, if they really do their very best and move on the direction that they are doing, that this can be a very, very profitable trade and investment. This is what I'm counting for, not only with my speech, but also with my money. So if you are bleeding, I'm bleeding more, I can guarantee you that. With that said, thank you very much for watching, and I wish you the very best weekend ever. Don't forget to thumb up, and also make sure to follow me on Instagram, because I'm posting there during the day a lot of interesting stuff. Okay, so thank you very much, and